Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and the news today in the entertainment world is that Disney, yes, Disney, the company that owns Marvel, who's been going around promoting Captain Marvel as if it's the greatest accomplishment in modern feminism, is being sued in a class action lawsuit regarding the fact that it does not pay its female employees as much as its male employees. This is this is the definition of irony right here, given everything it's been all about PR lately, to this. It's delicious. It's magical. It's delightful. It's beautiful. Now, say what you want about the wage gap as a whole, but there are companies that definitely have been caught doing just this, paying their male employees more than their female employees. Their other companies have undergone class action lawsuits and lost and been forced to pay reparations, etc. As a result, Disney is just going to line up and be the next one of them because they are hypocrites. Because obviously it's not important. It's not important how we actually treat real women in the real world. Only how we treat our fictitious characters in fictitious movies. As long as we are making movies with fictional characters who are just the strongest and the best and better than all the rest. In fact, this is exactly what's happening. There's no hypocrisy here at all. Disney is simply compensating for the fact that their latest female hero is so strong, is so overpowered, is so much more powerful than all of the men that in real life they have to compensate by just paying their women less. Just a little bit less. This is hilarious. Now, so there's a couple people specifically came out to head this lawsuit. They're filing on behalf of all female employees. There's not a lot of wage transparency going on at Disney, but for whatever reason, this woman figured out she was getting paid less than the dudes around her, and she complained. She first started off by complaining, and ultimately did get a raise as a result of this. At the same time, a few other women in the company also mysteriously got raises. So clearly, that to me right there is an admission of guilt. Right there. If you just got to go across and pick a few women out who are the ones being like, I don't think I get paid as much as the men with my title, and just drop some more money in their laps, that's practically an admission of guilt right there. They're like, whoops, we're getting called out for doing this bad thing, better shush them up. But in spite of this, one of the women heading the lawsuit insists that she's still getting paid significantly less than her average male counterpart. So that's the basis of this lawsuit. They're going to go look at the entire company as part of this, and actually, one of the ways to come out, I think there was a company that vetted Disney and looked at some of these numbers and came up with some stuff, and they're like, this does not seem kosher. So this, I don't know if this is Disney universally, or Disney Los Angeles. I believe the lawsuit pertains specifically to Disney in California, because I believe this is a California-based lawsuit. Lawsuits typically have to be attached to a state, and I believe this is specifically California. Now, if you want to look at Disney's wider practices, the UK has very transparent laws regarding its wages, and women who work at Disney in the UK make on average 22% less than men. Now, does this conclusively mean that Disney in the UK is discriminating in its wages against women? Not necessarily. That statistic didn't go into the breakdown of what people were doing and what they weren't, but as a whole, as an overarching statistic, it does beg for deeper investigation. That investigation is being done, and that lawsuit, so a class action lawsuit, and like I said, I believe this is in representation of all of the women who work at Disney, which means that there are enough potential plaintiffs in this suit to warrant class action status, and that whatever court has agreed to hear this has deemed that there is enough evidence here to substantiate the fact that at least enough women to constitute a class action lawsuit have a solid case of wage discrimination. So we'll see how it plays out. Disney says, we've done nothing wrong. We're going to fight this tooth and nail. Of course they've done nothing wrong. They're just balancing for their overpowered women in cinema. This is clearly what it is. And this is just the absurdity of it. This is total absurdity. Yes, we're going to have our strong women characters all over the screen. Now we have our women characters. And look, we can't be discriminating against women with wages because we paid Brie Larson $1 gajillion to play Captain Marvel. We just took those wages. We just have a pool. We just have one big pool. All of the money for women in our company goes into one pool, and we took a whole bunch out to give to Captain Marvel, so we had to take some out of other people's paychecks. It's fine. That's what we do. We pay our women less, so we have more money to pay our super important actresses who are obviously going to do the most good for women everywhere. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. Watching Brie Larson make $5 million and run around on screen punching people in the face does so much more for women's rights than actually paying women a fair wage. So much more. So in case you had any lingering doubts left in your mind that Disney is just a bunch of hypocritical a-holes paying lip service to get the most money out of your wallets. There's your evidence right there. So all you crazy social justice warriors out there being like, yay, progressivism, boycott Disney, because fucking you just gave all of your money to Captain Marvel. Y'all are running around being like, hooray, Captain Marvel made $1 billion. That's all money going back into a company that discriminates against women in its wages. So there. Case closed, end of discussion. Hooray for Captain Marvel. It did so good. It did so great. And a bunch of little underprivileged children that Brie Larson brought tickets for got to go see it and then go back to their underprivileged lives so they can grow up one day and work for and have dreams of working for Disney, the wonderful company that will make amazing movies like Captain Marvel and pay them potentially 20% less than the guys working right next to them. Fucking ha. That's just where I'm at with this. This is the whole effing point. This is what just kills me when you have all the fucking SJWs running around being like, look at all these Hollywood movies doing the right thing. Like, dude, look at their deeper practices. Because I don't give a crap if my movie presents women in a good light if that company that hired the women isn't treating them right. That's way more important to me. But y'all running around there like, oh my God, like they're like signaling your, because that's it. That's all you know how to do. You don't understand what real change and real action looks like. It's, oh no, just signaling your virtue. Look at us paying lip service to the idea of equality, lip service to the idea of strong women, when in actuality, all we're doing is supporting businesses that categorically continue to discriminate against women. So, suck it, all you a-holes who are like, Captain Marvel is the most important movie for women ever. Because guess what? It was made by a company that categorically discriminates against women. So, suck it. And that's all. That's what I'm here to say today. I'm also here to say that if you're watching this video in the very early stages, that means I'm about to be live streaming with 2 members of the cast of Heroinberg, so you better be watching that too. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and press that like button. If you're enjoying this channel, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, share the video. All that interaction helps so much more than you know. And go ahead and click that video popping up that says get involved with me. That will give you all sorts of information like my Patreon, my Instagram, my other social medias, etc., things like that. My t-shirts, they're super cool. Different ways to get in touch with this channel. So thank you so much for being a part of this. All of your, I wouldn't be here without you guys. So till next time.